Good morning, children. We are back to our class today again. So, we are dealing with reproduction in animals. You know what is reproduction? It is the process of continuation of the species or the new generation. It is the basic life process, isn't it? So, it's the production of offsprings from the parent. It is called as reproduction. Production of new generation or new species from the parent species is called as the reproduction. And the reproduction involves two modes. What are they? You have already learnt in 7th standard about the reproduction in plants, where it involves sexual and asexual reproduction, isn't it? As in case of plants, you see that sexual reproduction takes place with the fusion of male and female gametes, isn't it? In the similar manner, here also in animals there is the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction, where the fusion of male and female gametes involve resulting in the formation of zygote in sexual reproduction. Whereas in asexual reproduction, there are certain animals which undergo asexual reproduction also. We'll deal one by one each in this chapter. Okay, children. So you know already about this asexual mode of reproduction in potato, chrysanthemum, and bryophyllum, isn't it? So in potato, what did you see the type of reproduction in potato? They undergo asexual reproduction, isn't it? In plants like potato, you see the stem, isn't it? From the eyes of potato, which is a modified stem, potato reproduces from the new plant, reproduces the new plant from the eyes of the tuber. That is the tuber. Potato is a tuber, which is a modified stem. Okay, children? So it is a modified stem. Okay, now you see about the bryophyllum. I have already shown you this bryophyllum leaf to you, isn't it? The name itself you can observe. So it has the leaves. You can see at every node of the leaf, you can see the small buds arising from the leaves, isn't it? So this is about the leaf of the bryophyllum, where you can observe the small bud like projections, where it detaches itself after it grows completely. Okay, so this is a leaf of bryophyllum, isn't it, children? So it is through the leaf, that is from buds on the leaves, from buds on leaf, from buds on leaf. These are the leaf nodes. Okay, this is the bud that arises over every node. So from the buds of each on the leaf that arise at every node, notches, it is called as leaf notch. Is it clear? Not nodes, it's called as a leaf notch. Next, chrysanthemum. You say chamanthi, isn't it? Chrysanthemum. How does this plant reproduce? This plant reproduces through stem. So that stem creeps across the ground and strikes the roots at the nodes. Okay. So the stem, through creeping, creeps across the ground in chrysanthemum. Chamanthi, we say, if you might have seen that the stem creeping under the soil and strikes the roots at its nodes, and strikes the roots at the nodes. Okay, so this is the chrysanthemum. How does it reproduce? So now we'll see about the different animals. So unicellular and multicellular animals, you know it, isn't it? Unicellular animals, you know amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular animal, isn't it? So amoeba, hydra, observation of hydra, multicellular it is. So how do they reproduce? They reproduce by asexual modes. So the animals also reproduce sexually and asexually. So there is both sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction in animals also. From this you recalled about the plants, reproduction in plants. Now coming to the animals, you can see the both the sexual and asexual mode of reproduction that takes place in animals too. So for the case of the hydra, I'll say now, how does the reproduction takes place in hydra? Reproduction in hydra is asexual. Okay, it is reproduction is asexual. Asexual, no fusion of gametes takes place in hydra. So what is hydra? It's a multicellular organism. It's a multicellular organism with the tentacles at the top. Okay, children. So I'll show you now the picture. So children, see this picture of hydra. In previous class, that is in the plant, asexual reproduction in plants like yeast, you have seen budding in yeast, isn't it? So the bud develops from the body, a small bud. In the similar pattern, you can see here in the hydra also, there is a budding in hydra takes place. The reproduction is through the form of asexual reproduction by budding process. What is the process that it undergoes? It is budding process. How it takes place? Here, this is the budding in hydra, where the daughter hydra is separated from the parent hydra. So these are the different stages. These are the different stages. If you take the slides of these four, you can see this is a parent hydra. The parent hydra, it develops a small bud over its outer surface of the body. The bud develops, the completely developed bud along with the tentacles at the anterior or the it exactly looks like the parental hydra here. Okay, see, it detaches itself later and leads an independent life. This is a parent and looks identical to the parent along with the body structure and also the tentacles at the end, that is the terminal end. This is the terminal end where it contains the tentacles which helps for the movement of the hydra. So this is about the budding that takes place in hydra. Budding is the type of asexual reproduction that takes place in hydra. It belongs to Coelenterata. It contains the anterior portion, contains the tentacles which helps for its movement, and it attaches itself to the substratum and has a tentacular movement. Okay, and it also moves upside down and moves. It develops a small bud over its outer surface of the body and it grows gradually and develops the tentacles at the terminal position and later detaches itself after completely developed. It detaches itself from the parent hydra and leads an independent life, and it is similar to the parent hydra. This is about the reproduction in hydra. Okay, children? So in hydra, new individual develops from the buds. So what is this, children? It is bud. New individual develops from the buds, and the process of reproduction, that is that this type of asexual reproduction is called as budding. What is this type of asexual reproduction called, children? It is called as budding. Now answer the questions given in your textbook, page number 99, children. It's 56. Take the page number 56 and try to answer the questions. What did you observe in the slide of picture 1, 2 and 3? So the slides from all the 1, 2 and 3 reveal the process of budding in hydra. isn't it? In the slide 1, so hydra, it's a matured stage. It's a matured stage of hydra. In slide 2, hydra outer surface forms a budding structure from the tissues. So a small bud arises, that you have to write. Bud arised from the tissues. Bud arised. Here it's a matured hydra. Number 1 slide. Okay. Number 2, the bud arising the bud. Slide 2. Okay. Next, in the third, that bulge or the bud in the slide 3, what happens? This both are buds in the slide 2 and 3. It enlarges, isn't it? It expands its body and forms the tentacles. These are called as tentacles. Development of tentacles. Expansion of the body and development of tentacles. Expansion of the body. Sorry. Expansion of the body. Okay, children. Next. After expansion, it develops the buds, the daughter hydra. It detaches from the parent hydra and it looks like a parent hydra in itself. Okay, the swelling or the bud develops into the offspring. So here offspring is detached. Parent and offspring is detached. It is the parent and it is the offspring. They are detached. So does zygote form in this type of reproduction? Is any fusion of male and female gametes present? No, there is no male or female in this type of reproduction, as it is an asexual reproduction. There is no sexual characteristic features available here. Okay, so write the similarities or the differences between the budding in yeast and the hydra. We'll see now. Okay, children? So differences between the budding. Both you have seen the budding in yeast in 7th class and now the budding in hydra. We'll see the differences now. Okay, ma? Note down the similarities between the budding in yeast and hydra. What are the different similarities we'll see in yeast and hydra? In yeast, the type of reproduction is asexual reproduction. In hydra also asexual. The reproduction is by budding and the formation of bulge during the budding takes place in both yeast and hydra. Next we'll see the differences, children. Okay? Note down. This is the differences between the budding in yeast and hydra. In hydra, you see a small soft zone appears in the wall of the vegetative cell. As you know this, it appears as a soft zone in the wall of the vegetative cell in the yeast. Okay, in hydra, you know it that the body cell, it's a body cell that develops the body wall of the parent, it bulges out. Small portion, it bulges out from the body wall of the parent in itself. Okay, children. So this is in the case of hydra. Small buds bulge out from the soft zone in the yeast, whereas the bulging area gradually increases in size, as in case you have seen. Matured bud pinches out into a daughter cell and leads an independent life. Here, the bulging area, after increasing in size continuously to the daughter cell, it separates from the parent and it is identical to the parent, and through repeated divisions, the body wall of the parent bulges out through the repeated divisions in it. Okay, so these are the differences between the yeast and hydra that takes place through budding process. The reproduction takes place through budding process. Tomorrow's class we'll see about the amoeba, that is how the reproduction takes place. Okay, thank you, children. Note down this answer. So in amoeba, the binary fission takes place. What is binary fission? We'll see in tomorrow's class. Okay, children, amoeba unicellular organism, you know it. We'll see in the next class. Okay, thank you. All the best.